We are streaming. It has told me, yes, there it is. We are showing that we are live with an excellent connection, though I cannot see anything yet. Ah, there we go. There we go. Welcome viewers to the Studio pre-show. We will be live in 3 minutes, but this is just to make sure that we are getting everything worked out with our stream. I'm feeling very musical today, can you tell?
I can tell. Maybe you should have been a theater kid instead of an author. That might have gone well.
I was a theater kid. The only problem is I sing like two cats in heat. So,
Well, there goes that PG-13 rating.
hashtag demonetized. We're
Demonetized.
not even, we haven't even got started yet. And I'm already like, table flip, fuck it. By the way, with PG-13, you get at least one fuck it.
You get one, no, just one fuck, and you're good.
Man, we have exhausted our fucks.
We have no fucks left to give.
Our last fuck has just flown.
We're over our fuck budget and we're into fucking debt.
Yeah, yes, we are. The YouTube algorithm is having a stroke.
Especially after this Kappa nonsense.
Oh,
Oh
good lord.
boy.
Well, I mean, like, everybody has been talking about how, like, Kappa is going to be like, it is the apocalypse, like they have been saying with everything else with YouTube. The biggest thing
Mm,
that I have seen with Kappa so far is now whenever I create a live stream, it's like, is this for children? And I'm like, no, I'm not even sure it's for adults.
no.
You know? So,
It's we have the teen and the mature and the X rating. This is like three steps above it.
yeah, yeah.
Like,
Yeah, we're
oh boy.
literally 2 steps from hell. Hey, there's a reference. There's a
Mm-hmm.
reference. We are 1 minute away from the show, and I'm already making obscure and esoteric references. I truly am an author, ladies and gentlemen. All
You
right.
are. But hey, the best thing is you have an editor who understands.
No one else does, but you do.
True.
Well, it is officially 2:30 p.m. and promises are promises because we are Studio Prey. We are not the government. And so it is. It is 2:30. It is time to officially start our Edge of the 20's live stream. That's right. For all of us still here existing in the North American continent, it is still 2019 for a few more hours yet. And so here
hmm
we are on the edge of time.
The last time we had the 20s, it was a pretty roaring time.
It was a pretty roaring time. There was a lot
hmm
of art and a lot of deco running around. People were flapping all over the place. Don't
The
play these games
pun.
with me. You're not going to win.
I will have to apologize. I did just see Rise of the Skywalker, and I'm a little brain dead.
You poor thing. I mean, we need to get you to counseling, like stat.
I Oh yeah. I mean,
Is this going to be the moment where I finally do my J.J. Abrams rant? Because I have just been storing that up.
oh, I'm pretty sure you've gone on it at least once or twice so far.
Not on the live stream. I have gone after
Are you?
Raleigh. I have gone after Martin. I have tried to be positive. But this J.J. Abrams stuff, let me tell you, old Captain Curly there, his BS is getting on my
Oh
last
man.
nerve. I mean, he is a terrible, terrible
It
producer.
Oh yeah. I mean, I won't go into any spoilers or specifics. I already did that with my girlfriend. It was a garbage fire. It was awful.
Well, Okay, we're getting ahead of ourselves. We are going to talk
We
about
are.
this. Welcome, everyone, to the Negativity Hour. No, welcome to the Studio Prey, Edge of the 20's live stream. I am Rebecca McLee, the author of, books and stuff about bunnies and raccoons and squirrels and just I write animal stories. Uh, anyway, yeah, that's just wonderfully descriptive. I write animal books. We are
You
joined.
could say it's a transformative work.
Yes, it is. Yes,
Yeah.
indeed. Um, but I am joined by Bones and Hot Sauce, Maya Sora. Yes, indeed.
Hello, folks.
Yep, and we are Sans One this time. Kat
Hmm.
is on travels, so I'm hoping that when she watches this, she chooses not to sue. But we miss you, Kat. We love you, Kat. And
Love you, Cat.
as always, we're looking forward to February, or actually the January live stream, when we will
January.
finally get an update on Farthest Star. So,
Soon. It'll come.
soon, yes. So, before we go any further, I promised I would keep up with this, and I am keeping my word. The struggle in Hong Kong is ongoing. The Christmas season has been one of the roughest and bloodiest times yet for the movement. While the rest of the world moves on with a 24-hour news cycle, the Chinese government continues to wage their crimes against humanity against the peaceful and peace-loving democratic people of Hong Kong, and Hong Kong should be free. Please check with standwithhk.org. Raise awareness. Do not let the flighty nature of the media silence these people and their voices yearning to be free. We cannot forget them. It may seem hopeless, but it's only hopeless if we give up on them.
I couldn't say it better myself.
Fight the Chinese government. Resist with all you can. And we Studio Prey stands with the peace-loving people of Hong Kong, and we will continue to bring you updates every month. But you can go back a stream or two and see my fairly epic rant, I have been told, on that. Um, it is the
It
holidays.
was a good one. It was a good one.
It needed to be said. It really
Hmm.
needed to be said. So it is, though, the holidays. We're actually just about through the holidays now. Congratulations, everyone. We've survived. Um, the
Hmm.
last chapters of Whispers Beyond the Veil, for those of you in the Final Draft Club, released on the website on the 25th, on the fourth day of Yule, which is pretty rad. As an excellent, because of multicultural traditions, especially here in the States, 25th is the traditional day when gifts are given. And so, yeah, the last chapters of Whispers Beyond the Veil are up. You can now read the whole work in its entirety on studioprey.com if you are a Patreon supporter. Yes, for less than the cost of a cup of coffee, $2 a month. You can not only help support the magic, but get early access to our final drafts before they are on Amazon by at least 2 weeks, sometimes longer, sometimes less. You just look like you're dying to say something over there, Maya.
No, I'm good.
You're good. Oh, great. Wow.
Hmm.
Some co host you are. Cat, I miss you.
You two really do most of the talking. I'm just here to look pretty.
Well, you've got that down. That is a lovely purple shirt you're wearing. I must
It
comment you on
is.
it. It is a lovely shade of purple.
Thank you. It's from Joann's.
Joanne's Fabrics.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty rad. You don't
It
like,
was like $5.
hey, not
Nice and
bad.
cheap. Mm-hmm.
Very good. Very, very good. I approve. So, moving right along, Whispers Beyond the Veil will be available on Amazon around January 16th. So be sure
Mm-hmm.
that you get there. We should have the print copies available hopefully by February 15th. Um, Now, the thing is with our Final Draft Club, we've got a bit of a process with our Final Draft Club. By the way, hello to all of our people in our chat. Damon Herrera, Saber the Sixth, Travis Moore, Buck. It's wonderful to have everyone there. I think Allie might be lurking around somewhere, but I'm not sure. She told me she'd be washing. The reason why I thought it was important to call out the people in our live chat right now is that what's it called? With the Final Draft Club for Studio Prey, everyone that's involved gets a chance to comment, find errors, make suggestions about the story. They don't get just to read the work, they get a chance to influence and shape the work. And at the
Mm-hmm.
end of each serialized release on the website, I go through and I look at our top commenters. And this is where we say thank you. Damon Herrera and Ali Robinson were our two top commenters for Whispers Beyond the Veil. They found some things I messed up. They found some stuff that the translation program from, HTML to Microsoft Word to, whatever, messed up. And they made some great comments and they've greatly helped the work. And you guys, I can't understate how much I appreciate your help and how much I appreciate your time in letting us know these things. You guys are a part of the magic, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And as a special thank you, Damon Herrera, Ali Robinson, your names will be mentioned in a special thanks at the front of the book for all time. So be sure to watch for that. Thank you for everything you do. It means something.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Are you alive? Do you have a pulse?
Yeah. No, I'm alive.
Show me that you're breathing.
uh, you cover things pretty well. I don't have much to add. Just the more eyes that see the work, the better it will be.
Oh,
And
yeah.
can't thank you all enough.
Hmm.
Really, thank you.
Yep. Our top commenters, as a special thank you, will always go in the special thanks section at the front of the book because your contribution deserves to be immortalized. Um, a lot of people
Mhm.
ask me, for instance, does Kat help write the books because her name is next to mine on the cover? Kat edits the books. I am the sole and only writer at Studio Prey, but Kat's name
Mhm.
goes next to mine on all of the work because she is so instrumental to my process, and she is also my business partner here at Studio Prey. She is the other half of the company. And so, in an acknowledgement and with the ethos that nobody goes unappreciated, her name goes next to mine on the cover. You will see Maya's name on the title page underneath mine and
Mhm.
Kat's because this is a team effort. It's my creative work that's been filtered through multiple people, including Speedy 876 in Jamaica, people like Damon Herrera, people like Maya, people like Kat. And because of that, because we have that process, because we have that rigorous amount of editing, the work is better. And so everyone deserves to be honored that really has a chance to influence it. And I thank you. It means a lot to me. Yes. Awkward silence just trickles out over the screen.
They will. I did the smart thing. And as you were telling me, oh, we're going to cover these things, I wrote them down
You
just to
wrote
make
them
sure we could.
down.
I wrote them down.
Well, should I throw
Um,
you a curveball? Should we honestly talk about the rise of the Skywalker? Should we talk about Star Wars? Should we open that can of
mm,
worms? How much do our viewers want to see me rant? Because
I
I've
mean,
got power.
we have we have to have at least one rant, at least one snowy rant per live stream.
Oh,
And I mean, that's just it's traditional now at this point. We've been doing this for what, a year and a half or so?
yeah, I suppose. I mean, it's like, oh goodness, they're all cheering for it now. They all.
What we yeah, we have Saber, Damon, Buck, they're all raring for it.
Well,
Should
they signed the waiver. They're here.
they
Um,
did. I mean, if they haven't been driven to therapy yet, I mean, what's one more little nudge in the direction?
I love Star Wars. I love Star Trek. I greatly enjoy the EU and the books, and they are
Mhm,
each franchises that really mean something to me. Um, George Lucas really started going to the dark side after The Empire Strikes Back. There was another producer. You can look up the whole backstory if you want online. Involved. The Return of the Jedi, episode 6, was initially very different. Han Solo was supposed to die. Boba
mhm,
Fett was supposed to be the uh, one of the main villains. I've seen a
mhm,
lot of the early storyboards and seen the ideas for the script, and it was pretty spectacular. Um, in fact, possibility of actually seeing either the Imperial Palace or Vader's castle uh, in the movie, which would have been pretty epic. But
mhm.
George Lucas knew by Empire that he had a cash cow on his hands. And this other producer, once again, I'll let you look all this up. That way you're not just getting it from me secondhand. Really wanted to focus more on the story. George Lucas wanted to focus on making it monetizable. And they had a falling out, and that producer left LucasArts, and we got teddy
Mhm.
bears in space. And the stormtroopers
Teddy
having,
bears in space, yeah.
yeah, and that was Return of the Jedi is still a fairly solid film. It's the weakest of the original three, and it was very much the beginning of the end for Star Wars. Um, the prequels, they're mostly passable.
I mean,
Mostly.
I'm I happen to enjoy the prequels,
Hmm.
and I say that with a healthy consideration to their downsides.
Yeah.
Um, Mr. I hate sand, it's coarse and gets everywhere. Ugh.
Yeah.
But they're all right.
Yeah. The problem is that Lucas sold out big to Disney, and
Mm.
if anybody's read Ghost of the Nightmare Gods, I mean, what's it called? Um,
It
Disney
it's
hired
a
Abrams, and the thing is that in Hollywood, Abrams is hired because he is a franchise hitman.
hmm
Abrams' whole purpose is to take an intellectual property, like he did with Star Trek and their Kelvin timeline, like he did with Star Wars, strip out everything that makes it unique, compelling, original, and interesting, turn it into a mass marketable dreck, and then cram it down everybody's throats in the name of nostalgia and a quick buck. And
hmm
it's honestly sickening. There is no producer, there is no creative, there is no story writer that exists in this world today that I have less respect for than J.J. Abrams, because he is not a story writer, he is an assassin. And it's honestly disgusting what he's done with Star Wars. Now the thing is like there are a lot of people that will yell and scream about, "Oh, you don't want Star Wars to change." No, I'm okay with Star Wars changing. And if you want a great example of
hmm
this, my favorite Star Trek is Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Star Trek Deep Space Nine happened just after Roddenberry died. Rick Berman took over, and it is not a perfect series. But they took it from Gene Roddenberry's utopian vision, and they played that utopian vision against a very real galaxy where there were other powers and entities as powerful as the Federation with their own interests, their own fears, and their own agendas, and Star Trek greatly changed. But if you'd ask me, it changed for the better because they had people that believed
hmm
in the franchise. They had people that knew how to write, which would be a real nice change for Star Wars. And as a result of all of this, I honestly think Star Trek was better because of Deep Space Nine, because it evolved beyond the original creator's vision, which it kind of needed to do after 40 years of being, 30 years of being in existence. My main problem with the new movies, with the exception of Rogue One, which I found to be actually pretty good, and I will admit that, is
hmm
that the writing is abominable. Rey is a Mary Sue. She's never held a lightsaber. She's suddenly better at it than most people that have handled them their whole lives. She's never piloted a starship, but she can fly the Millennium Falcon better than Han Solo. There is no justification beyond the Force. Now, Luke, it took
hmm
Luke, who was one of the most gifted Force users that have been born in frickin' centuries, 3 movies to become a Jedi. People were screaming about how Rey was a Jedi at the beginning of the first movie. She was the villain's equal at the beginning of the first movie. And that's just one of the most egregious parts of the new EU. It's not that it's new Star Wars. It's not that it's changed. It's not even necessarily the fact that they took the entire extended universe and threw it away in the garbage when there are some amazing books. I'm reading Heir to the Empire right now, which is the original 5 years after the Battle of Endor, and it's pretty freaking incredible. It's better than anything that we're getting out of the Mouse House. And the thing is, it's just bad writing. It's just bad writing. If they could take the series in any direction if they could just get people that gave a damn enough to write their way out of a paper bag. And they don't. And that's what's so offensive about it. It's not that it's different. It's not that it's new. It's that it's bad and they should feel bad. And at the heart of this, with both Star Trek and Star Wars, is bad robot and their bad owner, J.J. Abrams. And at this
Yeah.
point, when you see what he's done to Star Trek, which is he's turned into lasers in space instead of a compelling frickin' drama about the human condition and the evolution of humanity and the way that humanity kind of superimposes against a greater galaxy and what that means for our values and what that means to us as a people, we have lasers in space where not even the military chain of command is respected. In the first Star Trek movie, in the Kelvin universe with Pine and all of that, spoiler alert, Kirk becomes captain of the Enterprise because no one else wants to do it while he's a prisoner. It makes no frickin' sense. And that's my problem with Discovery and Star Wars and everything else and rant. Ah, I just have no
It's
respect for
even
Abrams.
it's even more apparent for anybody who's seen Rise of the Skywalker because spoiler alert for anybody who I can't imagine why you would want to see it because
But
it's
these are
literally a
spoilers,
garbage
so
fire.
if you want to not hear this, pause it for about
Yeah,
30 seconds and then come back in. I don't want anybody to accuse us of ruining the movie. Once again, if you do not want to hear this spoiler, 30 seconds, pause, Maya, run.
it's Rey's a Palpatine. It doesn't make any sense. Um, Halfway through, not even halfway through the movie, she just uses Force lightning out of nowhere, and it makes no sense. The writing is
Force
incredibly,
Force lightning is
yeah,
dark side. It is
she
dark
just
side.
use the only explanation is because she is a Palpatine. She's the granddaughter of Palpatine, and she's entirely a Mary. The whole writing, it felt like a 2.5 hour long anxiety attack. It was just scene to scene to scene. There was no pause for relief. There was no, you know, there was no downtime at all. At least with like The Last Jedi or something like that. It was, we had time. We had moments in between the battles to catch our breath. They tried to pack so much into this single 2.5 hour long time that I walked away from that movie feeling exhausted.
Yeah.
I was tired after seeing that. And not even uh just to add on to the garbage fire that it was, we got, it's Disney when we get the three frames of the unnamed gay characters TM when the big old celebration scene is happening. We get those 3 frames of 2 girls kissing, and that's it. Easily edited out for localization.
It's pandering, is what it is. The
It's
whole
pandering.
thing
It's
is pandering.
awful.
All right. Is that enough
All
of a
right,
rant? You guys want
I
to
think
hear
so.
more?
Spoilers over. You can come back to the stream now.
Yeah.
Ah,
And
it
I'm
yeah.
sorry, guys. It's just I work so hard to try to bring good and compelling stories. I understand that I am a small print author, that my voice is still very tiny in this world, all of these things. But writing and story development and characters and it being accessible and understandable and compelling, it all matters to me. And when I
Writing matters
exactly and
almost as much as anything else. It
When it comes to
one
any
of the
kind of
most important.
storytelling, yes, it does. And that's the
Yeah.
thing. As a professional, for whatever that means, these movies are offensive.
Hmm.
And what J.J. Abrams is doing is offensive because he's essentially exploiting and helping their corporate owners exploit something that was a huge part of my childhood and a huge part of my survival. Star Trek's taught me so much, and it gave me something to hold on to when I had absolutely nothing, and I have watched it be completely destroyed. And once again, it's not because it's new, it's because it's terrible. I was so excited for Discovery. I was so excited for the Kelvin universe, and I have been disappointed time and time again with the quality that they have given us. And that's really sad because I want to be a fan. I want to watch. I want to be engaged. And they are completely shutting me out because they know that if they can make it palatable to everyone or no one and just trade on the name, they can cynically wring more cash out of it for at least a little while. You know, it's funny. My father, he never liked Star Trek, but he likes some of the new movies because they sound good on his surround sound system.
I mean, I will give Star Wars the fact that it's very pretty. It really, really is. It's dramatic, it's pretty, but that's all it is. It's empty of meaning and um what they did to Carrie Fisher, um CGIing her face onto an actor's body, it's disgusting.
Hmm.
I As soon as she got on screen, I cringed. And, you know, cringe culture, that's awful. It's an awful thing. But I cringed. It was that bad. It was disgusting, and Carrie Fisher has to be rolling in her grave.
Yeah. Well, Buck just said something wonderful in the live stream in the chat. When greed takes priority, there is no place for originality unless it prints money. And it's
Hmm.
absolutely right. But the thing is you know we've been on this dog. We've been on this point, dogging it down for like over 10 minutes, and I know that you guys didn't come here to see just me ranting endlessly with negativity about things. This is the holidays. We've all made it through alive. We're heading towards the spring. There's lots of exciting things that are coming up.
Hmm.
And the thing is, if you want to read good science fiction, my work is available on Amazon. Shameless plug. If you want to read a
Yeah.
good urban fantasy, my work is available on Amazon. Shameless plug. At least I think it's good. My reviews think I'm
It's
good,
good.
but you
It's
know,
good.
let's just
Don't sell yourself short. It's good.
yeah, let's just inflate that ego. Just you know, fly.
I should know a thing about. I should know a thing or two about ego. So,
Yeah, you're a trombone player.
exactly.
But but anyway, bones and hot sauce. Let's see
All
here.
right.
Yeah, the Carrie
So we
Fisher
have.
scenes were pretty rough. I know it was a tough situation, but making her a major character by only using old unused lines looked really bad. Yeah, it's
Hmm.
the thing is a lot of people have clung to the idea of Carrie Fisher being the general, and okay, that's positive, and I'm not going to turn anybody down that looks at someone that's a strong female character and embraces that because let's be honest, strong female characters are absolutely needed in literature. Virtually everyone, no,
Hmm.
every one of my main protagonists is female, but that's not what makes them strong. It's who they are that makes them strong. It's not that Snow is a hare, it's not that Snow is female, it's that Snow is Snow that makes her strong. Same thing for Key, same thing for Joyce. It's who they are. And in that respect, that's something they'll never be able to take from Carrie Fisher because she was a woman who had a myriad of challenges. She struggled with mental illness, she struggled with addiction, and she overcame. She will always be a role model to everyone that hears her story. There's Allie Robinson. Hey, Allie.
Hello.
Um, and in that respect, I feel that Carrie Fisher is representational because she doesn't just show that she's a strong woman. She shows that she's a strong woman because she overcame. One of my favorite lines is nevertheless she persisted. I love
Hmm.
that line. I've used it. It's shown up in some other works as I understand it. But yeah, Carrie Fisher, we love you and we remember you. You're always going to be amazing. But Roundhead Ryan?
I haven't heard that before, and I hadn't heard that rumor about Leia. I mean, that would have been interesting, but I don't see that happening just because it was just so uh, a plot point in the Rise of Skywalker. I could see that. I could see that happening, but it really would not have improved the situation hardly at all.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, in the extended universe in the books originally, 5 years after the Battle of Endor, Leia is one of the last Jedi. Luke is teaching her in the ways of the Force the way that she learned from Obi-Wan and Ben Kenobi, and Leia is struggling to found the New Republic with Admiral Akbar and a few others, and she's pregnant with twins that are Force sensitive, incredibly Force sensitive. And this leads into like a huge series of tales. It's just amazing. Um, so if you really want to see what Star Wars could have been, check out the books in the extended universe. Give some of those authors some love because they've honestly done incredible work. All right, we should probably move on from here. We keep trying, but we
we
keep getting
should.
caught in the gravity well. Yeah. Um,
I'll try and push us on some. So we've done Hong Kong,
Hong Kong.
Whispers.
Uh-huh.
We've thanked our contributors. Again, thank you all so much.
Yay,
We
Allie. Yay,
wouldn't,
Damon.
yes, we would not be here if not for you guys. Um, and that's my sister in the chat. Hello, Halia Artisan.
Hey, Alia.
Play Knights of the Play Knights of the Old Republic. You won't regret it. Oh yes, that
Yes.
is amazing.
Oh, I love Knights of the Old Republic. I've had an account there for a while. I am the head of the guild known as Bane on there. Haven't played in a while though. Um,
Mhm. Um,
wow, the sister
rumors
of
of
Bones and Hot Sauce here.
yeah. Um,
Yeah, that kind of scares me, Travis, because Darth Revan and the whole
mm,
Revanite saga, and Darth Revan and Jedi Master Revan, and all of that. Some
mhm.
amazing story, some amazing writing, and after seeing what's been done so far, it just worries me. But I'm willing to give it a chance, and that's the thing. It's like I am willing to keep trying simply because I don't want to be closed minded. I don't want to just say, oh, it sucks, just table flip, because that's not fair.
Mhm.
Uh,
Yeah.
Like I said, Rogue One
I
was pretty
mean,
awesome. Really
Rogue
was.
One, yeah, Rogue One was good. I mean, I only went to see Rise of Skywalker today because my father bought us tickets. You know, New Year's Eve, I have my girlfriend here. Why not go?
I keep seeing the
I can.
foot in the background.
Yep, she's chilling on my bed. Just, yeah, going to see it. At least I can tell all my friends and the people I know to not go. It's not worth it. It really isn't. Wait for it to come out on DVD, and even then, torrent it. Uh, I'm not. I'm not saying you should torrent it. Wink. Um, but you know,
Ooh, boy, we're skirting that algorithm this stream. And
we're
we've got to get out of the Star
hashtag
Wars gravity
demonetized.
well. I mean, my goodness.
Okay,
Like the
okay.
Falcon and the Kessel Run.
PCT, Pacific Crest Trail.
Oh,
What's the
yes.
news on that? Let's push forward.
Oh, the Pacific Crest Trail. Whatever is that? Um, why, thank you for that epic segue. Moving right
Yeah.
along, uh, I have gotten my permit approved. My official start date is March 20th, 2020. 3/20/2020. I like that. It's very congruent. Um, I'm going to be gone from March until September or potentially October. 2,680 miles starting in Campo, California, ending on the US Canadian border. It's going to be epic, it's going to be challenging. If you'll excuse the language, it's going to be a complete ass kicker.
Mm-hmm.
And we're getting ready for it right now. I want to do a big shout out to our Patreon user Shimon, who has helped sponsor me a bit for the trail. He helped me buy some equipment. So thank you very much, Shimon, for your contribution there. If you guys want to help me on the trail, pay for things like food, not freezing to death, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, get the
Yes,
violin and
please
play
feed
it.
our favorite hair.
Please consider
Wait,
joining our
I have my
Patreon.
trombone right behind me.
Yeah, there we go. Then we're all gonna cry. But what's it called? Um, in the next couple months before I hit the trail, you're going to probably see some new Patreon perks for sponsors that are interested in my trail stuff. I'm writing a trail memoir about my experiences both pre, during, and post trail called Snow on the Trail Memoirs of the PCT. I'm also in the process of applying to a big hiking blog called The Trek to do vlogs and write potentially for them some wandering hop sections. So we'll see how that goes. And yeah, but those special perks could actually include like live streams when I come into Signal. Now you guys are gonna have to be pretty quick on the bounce because I'm not gonna be in Signal for long. And so when that notification comes out, you guys are gonna have to really jump. But I'm working on ways of connecting with people that are very interested in my wandering hop stuff, my trail experiences stuff, and I plan on keeping up with our monthly live streams, but they might not be monthly. It's my entire life is going to be about getting from the Mexican border to the Canadian border for 5 months, and that's
Mm-hmm.
going to be the thing that has to take precedence because fun statistics of everybody that sets off on the Pacific Crest Trail, 60% will quit before they get to Canada. Only 40% will make it. Now, I get up every day at 11:30 at night and go to the gym for 3 hours trying to get ready for it. I'm doing everything I can to optimize my gear. If you guys are more interested in that, I'm certain that I could talk about this endlessly because it's the other half of my life outside of writing and my mate. Um, but it's going to be a huge challenge. But I know that I've got the support of the Studio Prey community. I've got the support of my wonderful partners. I've got so much going for me, and I honestly think I'm going to do it. My plans are the Pacific Crest Trail in 2020, the Appalachian Trail in 2022, the Continental Divide Trail in 2024, and if I handle all of those three, I'm going for the Great Western Loop in 2026. That's 6 years away. The Great Western Loop has only been done 2 times in a year. It is over 6,800 miles. And if I complete it, I will be the first woman to complete the Great Western Loop. And I would really love to be that first person. I basically have found that I have two large passions in life, writing and hiking. And so for the foreseeable future, my efforts are going to be split between hiking and writing and merging those two. Like I said, there's going to be a nonfiction Snow on the Trail series. Is what I'm hoping for. Snow on the Trail, the PCT, Snow on the Trail, the AT, Snow on the Trail, da 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 da. Wandering Hops will continue in one form or the other. All of these things will continue to evolve. And so if you came for the science fiction and you stayed for the urban fantasy, but you still want more, there is going to be some really neat real world stuff. And I am like actually investing in equipment so I can bring you guys better photographs, that I can live stream from remote better. I'm going to be carrying more weight, which for a hiker is like, I'm going to be committing more sin in order to make this happen. And first hair to complete it too. You are the second person that's told me that, and I absolutely love that you guys respect me like that. I'm actually wearing this. Kat got this for me for Christmas. And, well, for Yule, excuse me. See, those multicultural things still creep in, but it's just perfect. And, so yeah, ramble, 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 Pacific Crest Trail, ramble, ramble, ramble. If you want, support me on Patreon, ramble, ramble, ramble. Eating is a good thing. And there will be videos hopefully posted and updated here at Studio Prey, so it's not just one live stream after another. It'll be me live streaming out and like, hi, I'm in Yosemite, and this is what it looks like, and I've lost this much weight, and and I've run from this many bear, and
Why run from the bear? Befriend the bear.
Well, I've been to San Francisco, and they have a completely different breed of bear there. Oh boy, that one was bad, and I should feel bad, but I don't.
That was awful.
You should see their otters.
It's too early for that.
Well,
too early.
An otter is like a tiny bear in their community, as I understand. That's the way it was explained to me. So like an otter is like a small, like furry gay man that's like really butch, and it's like, okay, this is getting awkward. Hey Hanaya, how are you doing? Wonderful timing, pulling me out of the fire by giving me a way of doing a shout out. Always wonderful to have another author here. You're late, buddy. But oh my goodness.
So we have just to
we forgot something.
We did.
What's coming up next? we've covered the PCT and that rant. We had the unscheduled why J.J. Abrams sucks rant.
Ah,
Um,
mm-hmm.
we had the Whispers
The
Beyond the Veil, but the thing is we haven't talked about the coming release, which is the return to the Farthest
mhm.
Star universe with the release of the eponymous novel Farthest Star. You see,
Mhm.
the way that I have built my universe is basically
Jar Jar Abrams. No.
Misa
Thank you,
gonna write good,
Dogivore.
yeah? No, Misa gonna write
Uh,
terrible.
that's awful.
Mhm.
Thank you, Dogivore, for that horrifying image.
Yes, yes, indeed. It's like I didn't need anything
Uh,
else to stoke nightmares.
bring back Jar Jar 2K. What? When do you think the next Star Wars would come out? 2K 22 or something?
I don't know. Whenever they're out of toilet paper and want to print money, but oh my goodness. But
Oh, I'm sure the memes are awful.
oh
But
god,
yes,
mother memes.
Farthest Star.
Farthest Star,
How's
yes,
that?
yes, yes. It's like
Hmm.
the Star Wars gravity well. We're all caught in it. My God.
uh,
But Farthest Star,
awful.
uh, Dawnbreak, Exile's Return, Rise of the Forgotten, Farthest Star is basically one module of the universe. After that, we have Sins of the Solar Republic, Electronic Souls, and Captain Tosk. That's another module. Then after that, we have Starfall, Angels of Our Yesterday, Demons of Our Tomorrow, and then Sunset. And these are all meant to be, they're all part of the same universe. The story is serial, it's epic saga, all of that. But Farthest Star is the epic and stunning conclusion of the first module of the Farthest Star universe. You are not going to want to miss this because there are Corvoldians, there are Mendians, there are surprise returns of in ways of beloved characters. There are all kinds of things, war and intrigue and drama and oh my goodness, a purple coyote. So many things. So many things. And it's a good epic work, if I do say so myself. I am very excited about it coming out. Um, if everything goes well,
It's
go ahead. You've read it.
it's oh yeah. It's good. It's really good. I think it's hard to pinpoint a favorite, but it's good. It's really good. And I can't say anything else about it, partly because it's been a while since I've read it, but I'm still hooked on the series. So
Mhm. Yeah,
you all are gonna love it.
you've been reading the rough draft of Starfall as I've been writing it, and writing it, and writing
Hmm.
it. By the way, I've been working on Starfall for 6 months. Nothing has taken me longer than since Rise of the Forgotten. But we are currently at 60,000 words in Starfall, and we're maybe a quarter of the way through. It just keeps going and going. Starfall is
Maybe
wild.
a quarter. Yeah.
Um,
Starfall is gonna be, and I hate to compare to J.K. Rowling. Ugh, disgusting. But the fifth in Harry Potter took ages to write just because there's so much to consider. There's
oh,
so much that goes into it. Starfall, infinitely better than
eh,
Harry Potter.
very complex.
Very complex, very complicated. It's gonna be good.
You know, but uh, but I'm very excited to share Farthest Star with you guys. We are currently on release schedule for March, if all goes well.
Mm-hmm.
And we will be getting the editing update from Kat next month. And so please tune in, and you won't
Mm-hmm.
want to miss that. So, guys, it's now been about an hour. It's time to start to wrap this thing up. Unless we've got any questions from the audience, I'll turn that over to you guys. Anything you
Mm-hmm.
guys want to know?
Gave it a hot second for the stream to catch up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Confidentially between you and me, one of the ways that I start looking to end the stream is when I need to run and take a bathroom break. So.
uh yeah, that's a mood. The
Yeah.
Mandalorian series, I personally have not seen it. I don't have Disney Plus. Poor college student and whatnot.
Um,
Um,
I've
I've heard
refused.
good things.
I've refused to sign up for Disney Plus because of Disney's support of China vis-a-vis Hong Kong. That being said, I have a friend that has Disney Plus, and so when I was visiting them, I decided, to watch the first episode of The Mandalorian. Uh, The Mandalorian gives me hope for Star Wars.
Hmm.
It really does. I think that it shows what can be done with a capable writer that that respects the universe and a director that's willing to let them go with it. Um, I haven't gone as far into the series, but I really have liked the quality of the writing. I like how they did the world building. I like how they're doing the character development. Um, there is hope. And Buck, I am so glad that you brought that up because that 100% sums up what I was saying. It's not that Rey and Quinn and Poe and Kylo and all of that it's new and it's different and it's not what, it's not Vader and Luke and Leia and all of that. No, it's because the writing is terrible. The Mandalorian has given me the most hope I have had for Star Wars since seeing Rogue One. Because from what I've seen in that first episode, it's incredibly well written. If, compared to what we've had lately.
Yeah.
And it's got some great action. And yeah, I'm looking forward to hopefully getting an opportunity to see the rest of it. But I really am trying to vote with my dollars and not give Disney any more money than they deserve to get right now, which is nothing, because of Star Wars and because of Hong Kong.
Hmm.
Um,
Even more nonsense about Disney. I saw one of the previews before the movie started was for the live action Mulan. I can't I can't support that. Not with the actress for Mulan coming out in support of the Chinese Communist Party. I just can't.
yeah,
That's wrong. It's awful.
you have every right to support the Chinese Communist Party. I have every right to regard you as a terrible human being that is not worthy of
Hmm.
my attention or support. You want to go off and support a tyrannical regime that has seen to the deaths of at least 100 million people, suppress the rights of religious freedom for Uyghur Muslims, for the people of Tibet, for the people of Hong Kong, as one of the greatest threats to freedom that has existed since Germany and World War II and the USSR. Go ahead, but you're not going to have my respect and you're not going to have my support. I
Mm-hmm.
totally believe in freedom of expression and freedom of ideas, especially for those things that I most vehemently disagree with, like totalitarianism, oppression, and all of that, because it is only in the marketplace of free ideas that you can expose these terrible ideologies for what they are and tear them down from their frickin' roots. Censorship does nothing. Banning them from a public sphere does nothing. People have to have a right to suck so that you can expose that. And that's when you have a hope of change. That's when you can at least make them an example through properly argued reason and debate to hopefully dissuade other people from following them. But the second that you start to suppress, the second that you start to say this is okay and this isn't or whatever, you are providing them with fertilizer. The way that
Mm-hmm.
these things grow best is when they are being suppressed and when they are being shoved into the dark, is when they are drug out into the light like the vampiric ideologies that they are. That they are exposed for what they are and they cannot stand under the scrutiny of reason or decency.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And another spoiler alert for Rise of Skywalker. Um, Pause for the next like 30 seconds if you don't want to hear another spoiler. I'll give a thumbs up when spoilers done. One of the central themes during Rise of Skywalker was they win by making you believe you are alone. And that is very much true. You make people lose hope and you win. The irony in the irony in that being in a Disney movie when they willingly suck up to China is incredible. And the only reason that's in there is to put on a face of, oh, we don't suck up to China at all. What are you talking about? We aren't supporting the communists at all. And it's ridiculous that
absolutely.
they can so blatantly,
Once again, it's pandering. They're
yeah,
trying to
it's
check
pandering.
boxes and get those feels, but it's shallow and it's hollow and it's false. And that's the thing. It's like, Hanaya, Reluctant Warrior, was talking about, unshackled capitalism is bad too. Yes, absolutely right. Anything in
Hmm.
excess is bad. You give humans any kind of rope and they will use it to eventually harm their neighbor. That's why we have regulation. That's why we have the state. That's why we have a republic system. All of that so these things can be checked. Capitalism is a bad system, but it is the best bad system that we have ever come up with to date. It has led to more prosperity for more people than any other economic force in the whole of human history, and that is not that's just facts. Now, am I saying that's perfect? No. Am I saying that America is a shining beacon to the world of about what capitalism should be? Absolutely not. I don't want to get too political here. But the thing is that while capitalism has its flaws, while capitalism has the ability to exploit other people, etc., by and large, capitalism is about maintaining a market, not throwing people into a gulag for criticizing the state. And that cannot be understated. We did have the robber baron era. We did have the era of predatory capitalism. It's debatable that we're getting close to that now, but I would say that we're getting more into a plutocratic idea of economy. But that's just getting way too esoteric for this live stream. But the thing is this is why Thomas Jefferson was saying that we have to have a revolution ever so often to ensure the will of the people. Now that does not mean blood. You can have a peaceful revolution of ideas. You can have things cycle and turn over and all of that. And that's the thing. When things get too stale, when power becomes too entrenched, when things become too calcified, I think is when you start getting into toxicity. So we have to keep having these debates. We need to keep trying to innovate. We need to keep debating these ideas so that we can get ideological, non-violent. Let me say that again. Ideological, non-violent revolutions of thought pervading our republic, pervading our economy, until we find systems that work better for the benefit of all. Once again, non-violent. The only thing violence illustrates or proves is a failure to communicate, is a failure to listen, is a failure to compromise. It is and always should be a last resort. And I'm getting into a rant again.
It's second snowy rant season.
My goodness. And so that's the thing. It's like we've got to keep having these debates. We've got to keep talking to each other. We've got to keep dragging ideas out into the open and wrestling with these concepts, or we're going to get complacent, we're going to get stale, and then we're going to have tyranny.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now that the FBI is here.
They're
Hey, Agent
always here.
Bob!
I think mine's Agent Jared. I wouldn't be surprised. That or Chad. Chad probably fits more.
But yeah, you guys understand, right? I'm not trying to get too political here. But I'll be honest. I believe that communism and socialism is ultimately the pathway to death. And I think that's evidenced by history for the last 200 years and the hundreds of millions that have died. And the people that have actually tied garbage together to float across the oceans to get away from it. Vis-a-vis Cuba, vis-a-vis Venezuela.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. I want to
So,
rant more. I want to rant more, but I'm just like, no, no, we're supposed to be apolitical here at the studio.
yeah.
If you're,
Some things you can't be. Some things become. Uh, some things can't be political anymore. Some things just become a fact of. Just become a fact.
I just,
But.
I want to have a conversation. I want to be able to communicate with people. I don't want to chase people away. I I do think these things are important. I think freedom is something worth living for and is worth dying for. Oh, I am old school like that.
Mhm.
But at the end of the day, I don't want to isolate or marginalize anyone. And that's important to me. I mean, if you really want to know what I think, read my books. Shameless plug. But they're on Amazon. Sure, if you look hard enough, you can probably find them pirated. I've seen them pop up on a few of those sites. I mean, I'd really like it if you'd at
Probably.
least, give me my dollar or my fraction of a dollar. But if that's too much, well, I guess we can agree to disagree there. May you learn something. You know.
hmm
Um,
I mean, if you're gonna pirate any book, you're definitely gonna learn something from these. Probably, you know, not to pirate from creators who actually deserve the money.
but anyway, guys, thanks for putting up with us. Thanks for putting up with me and my rants. I'm grateful for every one of you that bothers to come here to the stream and to spend your time listening to me go on and on and on. And I'm grateful for every one of you guys that has given me a chance by lending their eyeballs to pages. It really does matter. And you really truly do have my gratitude. But anyway, we are now over an hour.
An hour and 6 minutes.
And is there any other questions? You guys want to see what other fuses we can get lit or all of that?
Yeah.
But it's been great. The chat's been hopping today. We've been actually having a dialogue. And thank you all for coming. Thank you so much for coming. We'll see you at the end of January, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. Last chance for questions.
I think that be it.
All right. We'll see you next time at the Studio Prey live stream. Onward towards the farthest star.